This is Jeff in Minnesota, and I want to give you a few thoughts on Bernie's position on gun control, especially since President Obama has just told us what he plans to do with executive orders under the existing laws, and my understanding is Bernie supports those efforts. I think Bernie focuses on three main areas: establishing a system of national background checks for prospective sales, preferably instantaneous. Two, closing gun show and possibly other minor loopholes for the kinds of sales not normally subject to background checks. And third, dealing with expanded access to mental health services, since obviously background checks turn up people who would be ineligible for sales but still have mental conditions that they need and they deserve to have dealt with. All of that makes perfect sense. I'd add only one other major thing. That is establishing a system of liability insurance for gun ownership, so that where the buck stops with the gun owner is the place where the liability occurs. And like our car insurance, it would vary across the country depending on prevailing conditions of ownership, use, other sociological factors. So in Vermont, where it's primarily hunting, liability insurance would be a lot lower than it is in Chicago or even where I am in the Twin Cities. But it makes perfect sense to incentivize the gun owner to be responsible in their procurement of guns, their use of those guns, and their allowance of access for use of their guns by others. Important one for Bernie and every politician to consider. Thanks for listening.